Good morning, guys. How are you today? I hope that you had a nice weekend with your family. Today we have English class. Let's take your book and go to page 42. We continue with our review possessives and direct quotations. Okay, do you know what is a direct quotation? Let's remember what is a direct quotation. It is a person's exact words. Okay, and what is a possessive noun? A possessive noun is when something belongs to you or someone. And don't forget it too, for showing possessive nouns we have to add it apostrophe and s. Let's start it with our exercises. Let's see. Think A. In each sentence, fill in the blank with the possessive form of the word in parentheses. Here we have can in parentheses. Cans, we are writing cans, apostrophe and s. Book tells about great Americans. The second, our, in parentheses we have country. Countries, apostrophe and s. Flag is red, white and blue. You have to continue doing the other exercises. Let's go to think B. Place a check in the blank by each sentence that has a direct quotation. Number 1. A Christian may be a blood or a blessing. Okay, do you think that we have here a direct quotation? No, right? Because we don't have it quotation marks and we don't have it the same words or somebody saying the words. Number 2. I like pumpkin pie, replied Dad. And what happened here? We have quotation marks and there are the same words as that is saying us. You have to complete it the other ones. Let's start it write C. Write direct quotations in the blanks to make good sentences. What you have to think carefully, Stephanie said to James. Please don't forget your grammar book. Okay, now you have to complete it. Here we have the quotes, but we will write it here. Okay, please don't forget your grammar book. Now you have to complete it here, those. Okay, let's go to page 43. On page 43 we continue like we already talked about possessives and direct quotation. Here, think A. Write the possessive form of these words. We already know. We have to write it the same word and the only thing is to add it a apostrophe and s. Okay, here number 2, words, apostrophe and s. Puppy's words, Jennifer's pencils, and you have to continue. Let's see. Think B. In the blank, write yes if the sentence is a direct quotation, or write no if it is not a direct quotation. Henry Clay once said, I would rather be right than be president. is this correct or incorrect? Is a direct or indirect quotation? What do you think? Well, I think that here we have this verb, and this verb means that is a direct quotation, and we have to write it here, yes. Okay, let's go to thing C. Place quotation marks before and after the direct quotation in the following sentence. Jesus told Nicodemus, yeah, must be born again. Do you remember we have here told? That is the word that show us that is direct quotation. Okay, and here we have to start it with with quotation marks, and we have to finish with quotation marks. Okay, you have to continue doing those. Let's go to page 44. On page 44, you have to add capital letters and punctuation marks to make these sentences correct. We already talked about capital letters. The capital letters is when we started our sentence, okay, at the beginning here. And the punctuation, don't forget it, the punctuation is when we write a sentence, we have to write it with capital letter, and we have to finish with period. Do you remember that? Well, you have to continue doing the other exercises. Let's go to thing B. It's the same. Make all necessary capitalization and punctuation corrections in the following sentences. Do you remember? Here, Mr. B. Jones went to Lansing, Michigan. What happened? We have to remember everything. Mr. We have to write it with capital letter, and we have to write it with period. Do you remember? We already talked about the names and the initials of our names, middle names. Do you remember? Let's see. Jones went to Lansing, Michigan. Lansing with capital letter and Michigan too. And here we have to write it a period. Okay, you have to do it the same. The last one, thing C. Rewrite each sentence correctly, adding capital letters and punctuations. Let's start it and we will do together. Mr. and Mrs. K. P. Remington. Remington is a last name. Remington collect butterflies as a hobby. And here is my period. Okay, you have to do it the same with this one. The only homework that I wanted that you do it, yes, this one. Okay, the only one you have to write it on your notebook, but don't worry about it if you cannot do it on your notebook. You cannot write it on your notebook. Okay, do all the homework on your book, and that's it. Better for you. Page 42, 43 and 44. Okay, thank you guys. See you later on our Zoom class. Bye.